Is spiritual practice important? What are the preconditions for the Kundalini awakening? We see people spend a lot of time reading, digging, practicing certain sadhana, spiritual practices, techniques. Some prefer going around searching for gurus. The most important here is to be able to understand that everything is within, and what we are dealing here is our mind and the body as the projection of the mind. So understanding the body, understanding the way our limited mind works plays a crucial role in spiritual evolution and development. Many times we hear Kundalini awakening, we hear mind concentration, we hear meditation, and then we get confused. In a way, we have to understand that Kundalini awakening is the result of the ripened mind, the developed mind, which has developed to a certain capacity where its full potential starts unfolding. Its power starts releasing, or certain areas of the brain start developing. Unknown potential is discovered. In order to comprehend Kundalini in a proper way, in order to understand how to work with it, we need to be established in simple principles. Before we attempt at awakening Kundalini, at practicing anything advanced, we need to understand how we react. And this is possible through self-observation, through concentration on body and mind in a detached manner. When you understand your body and mind as a tool. So the first step is to develop awareness and separate that awareness from the blabber of the mind, thoughts, emotions, emotional responses, bodily feelings. So once you learn to do that, you can recognize various responses in various life situations, circumstances, when you talk to someone, whether you get hurt, whether you get offended, where you feel fear or any sort of unpleasant feeling. So you can understand that it is you. It is not any external source. It is you. Because the reality, the manifestation can show us what is within. People they have right to offend us, to hurt us, because everyone is responsible for their own actions. But we are responsible for our actions and reactions. If you react in a certain way, and if you feel hurt, or you suffer from your reaction, if the result of your reaction is self-imposed negativity, victimization, and so on, you can say that you have faced a challenge that triggered self-imposed negativity from within. And then you start looking for explanation of where does this negativity come from? Why do I feel so bad or negative, or like crying, or I feel offended? And usually the best is to resort into victimization, into being a victim, into self-pity, and then feed on these negative energies. If you have imbalanced lower vortexes of consciousness, means your instinctive mind is not balanced by your awareness. It means that during Kundalini awakening, you will be very sensitive and you can create certain responses during challenges. We all want self-realization. We all want advancement, but we cannot understand that we need to start with the basic principles. Not all of us are in simplicity. Not all of us have mastered our body and mind. Most of us aren't in equanimity. Most of us aren't mindful during the day, aware of our actions, body responses, and so on at every given time in the day or at night. You can recognize the source of negativity, which comes from this limited perception of self. Some people call it ego, some people call it lower mind. These are words, but it is that aspect of us which is unknown, which has usually automatic, unconscious response. So before we attempt at awakening Kundalini and getting advanced in spiritual practice, we need to recognize these responses. We need to recognize our emotions, impetus, reaction, hidden feelings. We have to bring them up to the surface, to the conscious level, and watch. There are various techniques how you can do it, but the key to it all is relaxation of the body. Relaxation of the body cannot come unless you let things go. It means you have to understand the true value of life. When you understand that the true value of life is self-development through trust alive, learning self on various levels of existence, then you are able to let unnecessary things go, unnecessary worries, unnecessary issues out of your system. The moment you let yourself stop and be, you relax. The moment there is no tension in your muscles, you are able to tune into subtle levels of self and perceive yourself beyond body. Your mind can reach equanimity, stillness, overall contentment at that moment. And immediately at that point, all negativity vanishes. Many times during Kundalini awakening and transformation, we can accumulate negativity through tension in the body. Because if you work too much physically or mentally during the transformation, you have a chance to develop negativity within, which is the sign of overdoing things, overloading self with unnecessary tasks, not prioritizing, and not able to relax, not able to devote time to contemplation, to just being, sitting in a relaxed way. So the stress accumulates, and that's why it's important to at least once a day meditate so that kriyas occur, because kriyas happen when there is stress, when there is certain negativity that has to be released. The moment you let yourself be, the whole system starts breathing deeply. You become aware of your breath, you become aware of your entire being on all levels, and at the same time you are not involved. You are observing, watching in a detached manner, but with full acceptance and trust to life. If there is a challenging situation and you wonder how you should behave in that situation, bring the challenging situation into your mind and listen to the body responses, how your body responds to the situation. If you feel butterflies in your stomach, if you feel heaviness or any unpleasant feeling in your lower abdominal area, heart, you start heavily breathing or as if yawning, it is a sign of accumulated negativity in your body, and it's a sign of negative, so to speak, codes stored in your system, or negative seeds, impressions that are obstructing your mind from perceiving its pure nature. When the mind is pure, it is consciousness, it is pure consciousness. When the mind is limited, we can call it ego, or we can call it lower mind, limited mind. So the limitation of the mind manifests various challenges, but not to punish us, not to make us victims, but to realize that it comes from within. It pushes us to deprogram all these negative codes which have been accumulated since our childhood, or even from previous lives. Mostly these negativities or these negative codes come from our parents or from those who we spent our early childhood with. So those programs, those well-coded ideas, systems, beliefs, taboos are very deeply stored in our body-mind structure. It's on the level of our DNA. So when this active potential of the mind awakens, it brings that all stuff on the surface. There can be lots of negative situations in your life manifested externally, but the source of these is within, and the source can be your mother or your father. Usually it's parents. So these parental codes are very, very strong in our system. So when you see unpleasant people, when you react to their talks, to their threats, if you have health problems, sometimes your personal life is not working, you have financial losses, dig into your childhood. Try to understand where in your early childhood these codes are programmed onto your system. And the moment you realize a simple situation from your childhood, or a certain phrase that one of your parents said, or a certain action, or anything, it can be anything, you will understand that all manifestation of this one single negative code related to one of your parents or siblings or grandparents. So if you want to spiritually develop, detox your body, make your body healthy. It is not about any belief system, what you have to eat and what you don't have to eat. But you have to understand simple principles of healthy eating, of living according to natural cycles of life, which can maintain your body vehicle in a healthy condition. Water is essential for our health. So consume fresh, mineral preferably, or just natural water, and consume it a lot. The second point is, when your physical body is more or less balanced, you are able to concentrate on internal work and work with these codes, with negativity and positivity, with these polarities within, by staying at the point of awareness, equilibrium. After you've done this internal work, you're going to see how your life has changed. You will manifest changes in your life, and you will be more aligned, attuned within yourself, and life is going to flow. Life will start to flow and flourish and push you along your stream within, towards your life purpose, towards balanced relationship. When we talk about spirituality, we should understand that the base has to be there. You can be very spiritually inclined, logic, philosophic, intelligent. You might have spent decades searching for the truth. And at the same time, the body can face health issues, relationship is imbalanced, or relationship with the surrounding needs some changes, some balance. You might suffer from certain addictions and so on. So the spirituality is not something outside your reality. It is your ability to integrate that wisdom, that spiritual experience into your daily life. And that is why there is difference between a temporary experience and the experience that brings a certain state. States also deepen time, but state is the one that shows on which conscious level you are, how deep your self-perception is. Nothing else matters but your current state. If you say that everything is balanced in your life, your relationships, your material side, you are happy within yourself and with yourself, you respect yourself, you have no reaction towards external circumstances and situations, then you can say that you've achieved a certain level of stillness through which you can pursue deeper self-realization. Before that, it's a childish attempt. So maturity comes from this balance of the mundane aspect of life. And whatever you've accumulated in your life, whether in the form of external information or inner experience, has to be reflected in your current state. The spiritual state is the state of stillness, inner stillness. It is not the state of excitement, goodness, constant service to others. Neither it is the state of constant badness or evilness, anger, and service to self, selfishness. If you go either to one side or to the other, you miss something. You cannot maintain stillness, and you will be balancing like a scale. Try to start with small changes in life. Start with your body and consciously, gradually learn to perceive yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. Learn to be relaxed. The moment you become tensed, the energy that is awakened within the body is not circulating in a positive clockwise circle or in the positive spiral. So be aware of the body. Whether you work, whether you rest, make yourself relaxed and aware at any given time of the day. The moment you notice you become negative, depressive thoughts, negative thoughts, feelings of being a victim of life, remember that it comes from within, and you need to make an effort to come out of it with the awareness, with remembrance of your true pure nature of self, which you might have not experienced yet, or you might have had only glimpses of. But it's important to understand that all the source of whether negativity or positivity comes from within. This understanding makes us stronger and self-reliant, so that we don't need to blame others or search for some strange explanations, logic or irrational explanations of the sources of negativity that come into our lives. There is nothing outside that has a meaning without you putting a meaning into it. So when you think of anything in this world, it has the meaning only because you give it a meaning. Try to remain in stillness, in equanimity. Try to remain free from hopes, needs, and expectations. Then you'll flow. Then every day will be as if the same, but will be met with gratitude and contentment. It doesn't matter what happens in life. What matters is your response, your reaction, and your state, because there is only one moment, and it is now. Whether yesterday, today, or tomorrow, it is always now. When you're in stillness, you understand it. The moment you lose equilibrium, you start bouncing from the past to the future. And it shows the restlessness of the mind. It produces anxiety in the body and the mind. And when you are awakened, this remembrance, this equanimity is crucial for the Kundalini transformation to happen smoothly. That is why a certain degree of intelligence is a must before any awakening. Once you are intelligent, you are prone to accept things the way they are. Because intelligence leads to simplicity. And what I'm talking about is spiritual intelligence, which is the balance between wisdom and compassion. Contemplate on it. And remember. The mind wishes complexity. The limited mind understands complexity. Intelligence, awareness is simple and one-pointed. Learn to recognize the both and learn to maintain awareness. Proper understanding of the body and the limited mind leads to self-establishment in the realm of awareness, if you may say so, in the realm of spiritual intelligence, and at the same time gives the ability to be grounded and to perceive oneself on a multidimensional level, meaning on the level of body, emotions, thoughts, intelligence, and beyond, in a pure form, in the form of light. That is everywhere. That is passed on to others. The light of pure consciousness, the light of pure mind, that simply is, that blesses that transforms, and that is all pervasive, limitless, and has no time or space boundaries. You may call it Siddha light, perfect light. No one is special because everyone is that light, but due to certain limitations in our mind and body, our awareness, our attention is on resolution of negative and positive issues in our life, or we are focused on our health issues, so we are unable to be at ease with ourselves. We are unable to relax and let things go. It's much easier for us to be victims of something. It's much easier to produce ideas of where that negativity comes from rather than being able to face it, to admit it, that I could be the source of this negativity. Once you admit it, once you face it, once you resolve the negative code, the source, the karmic source of this negativity, you become stronger in the very nature of self. You feel that you're free at that moment, at least to a certain degree. You're more free than before. And so goes our spiritual practice. We more and more unfold the purity of our nature by letting things go, positive and negative, by staying in neutrality, by resolving our negative patterns, by addressing certain limitations of the mind. With awareness, with acceptance, in simplicity and truthfulness to self. Perceive this freedom and light within, because it is you. Whatever you see with your limited eyes, whatever you hear with your limited ears, whatever you perceive through your five senses, understand that whatever is manifested outside is already within. Because you want to hear, you want to see, you want to experience that. that experience which shifts your consciousness onto a different state of self-perception is the real experience, because it brings a new state, a deeper state of self-perception. If your experiences, spiritual experiences or other experiences, do not reflect on your current state of consciousness in the form of stillness, bliss, awareness, contentment, freedom, these spiritual experiences are temporary, and you don't need to pay much attention at them. They are simply motivational. They motivate you on your path, but they are nothing to boast about. They are nothing to look up to. They are there to make you understand that there is different reality, different levels of self-perception. Learn to affect your life, to transform your life without much doing. Your limited mind knows only doing. When you are at the level of awareness, at the level of pure consciousness, doing is not necessary. All you need is to be clear about what you want in life, and project it through neutrality, free from expectations, hopes and needs. This is the way Siddhas alter reality. This is the way Siddhas bring the light of their pure consciousness, Siddha consciousness, onto the world and transform the world without much doing, without too many actions, without thoughts and emotions, in absolute stillness. May those of you who possess spiritual intelligence and whose minds are ripe perceive the light within and recognize the pure nature of self, of mind, of consciousness, whatever you call it, within and outside. In the state of stillness, there is no doubt. In the state of stillness, there is no movement. In the state of stillness, there is no emotion. In the state of stillness, there is no projection. In the state of stillness, there is just perception. In the state of stillness, light is all pervasive. In the state of stillness, blessing is the act of nature. In the state of stillness, all is simple, equal. In the state of stillness, good and bad have vanished. In the state of stillness, nothing but the freedom. In the state of stillness, nothing but perception. Stillness is perfection for the human body. Stillness is perfection of the human mind. God is simply stillness. And the state of beingness. Fools run for emotions. Wise ones run for stillness. Those who run for nothing simply become existence. Tat Sat Om. May the blessings be with you. Om.